Okay, so this is the video for the classification on biodiversity hired here. I'm going to go through the answers as I go through it. So it says, the photograph below shows an insect called a waterboatman, and then waterboatmen are invertebrate. State what is meant by the term invertebrate. So a vertebrate is an animal without a backbone. Okay. And then we have the next question. Read the following statements about waterboatmen. Waterboatmen got A, lives at the surface of the ponds, have long flat back legs and have the sperm, have large eyes, can dive below the surface of the water, lay eggs on plants in the water, have hair sensitive to the movement in water. Waterboatmen feed on small fish in the water. Which four statements, A to F, are adaptations to help the waterboatmen find their food? Okay, so they have long flat legs to help them swim. They have sensitive hairs to movement. They can dive below the surface of the water, and then that they have large eyes. Okay. Then we have the next question.
Mummy.
Okay.
Mummy.
Okay, next question then is, some students investigated the number of dandelion plants on a lawn. The diagram shows the lawn and the location of 6 quadrats A to F, which the students have placed at random on the lawn. The students counted the number of dandelions in each quadrant and recorded their results in the table below. Then it then says we've got quadrant A, B, C, D, E, F, and the number of dandelions that they have. Okay, the question that says each quadrant measured 1 metre squared, calculate the mean number of dandelions per square metre of the 6 quadrats. Okay, so I've got it here. Oh, wrong one. So we have to add up all the quadrats. You've got 7 plus 2 plus 1, so 10, 16. So we have 18. Okay, is our total number. And then to work out the mean, we've got to do 18, that's the total dandelions, divided by 6. Because we have 6 quadrats, which equals 3. Then we've got to calculate the area of the lawn. So if I go back, we have 30, 18. Okay, so to work out the area, we have to go 30 times 18, which equals, let me get my calculations, because I can't do it in my head. 30 times 18, which is 540 metre squared. Okay, make sure we put our units in or we won't get the marks. Then it says use your answers in part A and part B to estimate the total number of dandelions on the lawn. So essentially I have to do 3, because we're saying on average we get 3 dandelions in every metre squared, times by 540, that's the total area of the field, which then gives me an answer of 1,620. So we're saying in that area of lawn there's 1,620 dandelions. Then it says, in fact, the actual number of dandelions on the lawn is 1,250. Use the formula below to calculate the percentage error of the estimate in part C above. Percentage error equals estimated number of dandelions, which was our 1,620. Then we have to minus from our actual number, then divide it by the actual number, and then times by 100. So, which would give me an answer of, just let me do it, 29.6%. Okay, then how could the strength of the evidence in the investigation be improved? Well, we would use more quadrats. Okay, more quadrats we use, we can get a better mean and then hopefully get a closer estimate. Then we have the next question. The photograph below shows an Arctic fox. Okay, you've all seen this question before. I like this question because it really gets you thinking. Then it goes the Arctic fox, in brackets, Alopex lagopus, is a mammal belonging to the phylum Vertebrates. Use all the information given and your own knowledge to complete the classification of this animal. So kingdom, we know he belongs to the animal kingdom. From that we know he's a vertebrate. Then we have to work out what class he is in. If you know, there are 5 classes of vertebrates. We have mammals, amphibians, birds, reptiles and fish. And in the question, it tells you that he is a mammal. Okay, so he's under the class mammal. And then we have the genus and the species, which we know is his scientific name, which we've got in brackets, Alopex lagopus. So the genus is Alopex, and then our species is Lagopus, okay? With the Arctic fox hunts its prey. The fox lives in the Arctic where the land is covered in snow. Explain how each of the labelled adaptations help the Arctic fox survive in the cold climate of the Arctic. So white hair keeps them warm. We then have thick hair. White hair does not keep them warm. I'm sorry, guys. The white fur is camouflage. Then we have the thick fur, it keeps them warm. Good. And then we have small ears, which we said doesn't keep them warm, small ears. It will reduce heat loss. Okay, because we lose a lot of heat from our extremities. So the smaller the ears we have, the less heat loss we're going to have. So it's going to reduce heat loss. Then the Arctic fox lives in many countries. It's also known as the white fox and polar fox. Why is it important for scientists to use a scientific name? And the reason that it's universal, or we could say it avoids confusion. And just write them both down. That is what we've learnt to write. Then we've got the next question. The table below shows changes in the populations of some farmland birds between 1980 and 2010. We've got the starling, sparrow, linnet, dove, bunting. Which of the bird had the greatest percentage fall? Which would be, as you can see here, we've got our buntings, who's got a percentage fall of 83%. Nice and simple. Then we've got which bird had the greatest fall in population. So we need to be looking now at here. So this went down 45. This one goes down 28. This one goes down 15, 22. So our highest one with the biggest population fall is our starling. Okay. From there, it says the diagram shows land use on a farm between 1980 and 2010. Question then says the farmer cut down most of the trees in 1981. From the diagram, give 2 other changes to land use on the farm that affected the birds. Oh, why can't I click? So I've got the image here. Okay. So we cut down. So we're going to look at that. We have no potatoes, no peas. Or peas, so essentially we have less vegetation, to different types of vegetation. And then our second one, then we can say that we have more buildings, because if you can see we have more buildings. We had 2 in 1980 and now we have 3. Okay. Then we've got the farmer will plant more trees on his farm next year. Suggest 2 ways that trees help birds live on the farm. Well, it's shelter for them. Okay. And then it gives them, okay, I'm not habitat, move that out. Okay. Potentially food for them. Okay, because it's different habitats for different environments. Question 5, what is meant by the term biological control? Okay, so biological control is controlling pests using natural predators. Then an example of a biological control, we talk about the cane toad in Australia, that how he was brought over to look at biological control. Next question then, in 1989, fishermen in the English Channel caught specimens of a species of prawn which they could not identify. They sent the prawns to a marine biologist who said that the species had not been recorded in the British water before. He identified the species by comparing its genetic profile with those of known species of prawn. The results are shown below. Use the genetic profiles to identify the unknown species. Okay, so we are looking and we know that the unknown species has DNA markers here. So what will you do during the genetic profile? We're going to match up. So if we can see here that this species has the stage of the mouse. So our unknown species of shrimp is the Paeonus japaconius. Okay. And then question 8, which of the other prawn species would most likely crossbreed with the unknown species? Give a reason for our answer. Okay, so what we would do then, we would need to look, so I'm going to change the colour, I'm going to go to a blue highlighter just so we can see different, is that it's most likely to crossbreed with the unknown species, is that we would look, and if we look at the unknown species, he shares half his DNA with this species, so we would say that how he most likely crossbreed with the unknown species. So, and then we would give our answer, and then we would say because they share DNA markers. Then we've got prawns have different names in different languages. For example, Italian, Gambari and French crevette. Say precisely how marine biologists avoid confusing the names of the organisms that they study. Well, we have a scientific name in Latin, which is universal. Okay, right, and that's all of the questions. Thank you.